start.
Good morning, I'm Matt Schwartz, Chair of the Worksite Wellness Council of Louisville. I'm here with Lynn Harrelson, who's a Geriatric Integrative Clinical Pharmacist. And you talked about when you introduced you that you've been very active in the pharmacy world back when HMOs were starting here in Louisville.
Correct.
And all the way through today when you work really a lot with seniors, but certainly with others, their family members. So why do we have pharmacists, meaning why do they matter in today's healthcare environment?
Well, one of the things that we do to take care of ourselves is the medicine that we take. And the pharmacists are the natural guardians of how the medicine is used and what's appropriate for a patient. We're the last safety check before the medicine is consumed. And it's very, very important for individuals to use the medicines properly as a way to stay healthier, but also to control cost. And that's very important.
And obviously, you know, as employers, I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, pharmacy spend is on a unfortunate trajectory at the moment. And, you know, you talked about the pharmacist being part of a team. So talk to me a little bit about that idea.
Well, one of the models that they have now is what they call a patient-centered care, where the patient is in charge of their health. And the pharmacist should be on that team. Everyone should have a working relationship with the pharmacist, and that pharmacist know that you have this condition or that condition, and you have an expectation of them that you need help getting the most value out of the medicine that you use. Not only the value, but also to minimize any kind of problems that you might have.
And I was going to say, you shared a point about some of the issues that come up. I mean, part of it is just that people don't take their medicine, they don't fill their medications, they take them the wrong way. What are some of the common things that, you know, employers might point out to their employees? These are things that you ought to pay attention to if you are prescribed a medication.
Well, the first thing, just as you would tell your child not to put anything in their mouth that you don't know what it is, as an adult, we should do the same thing. We should not take any medicine until we know what we're taking. First of all, that it's labeled for us, that it is the medicine that we think that it is, and that it is correct, and that it provides the care and the outcomes that we're looking for. But we need to read the information that comes with, it's called a medication guide. It comes with every prescription. There are statistics that say in our country, we spend more time reading menus for the food that we're going to put in our mouth than we do the medication guides for the medicine that we put in our mouth. Realistically, we spend a lot more money on the medicine, but we don't have a regard or an appreciation or an interest in its safety. And we need to. If we're going to control the cost, we have to.
Well, and you also we talked about the fact that, you know, you are your best
captain
advocate.
of your own ship. You are your own best advocate, and you need to stand up for yourself and your family and make sure you know what's going on, how things are used when it's used, and also let your healthcare providers know how you respond to the medicine. So if you're taking something, that it's managed appropriately as you walk through life.
And then you also talked about the impact. I mean, somebody, you know, taking medications, everybody has a different, I mean, if I drink water and you drink water, we're going to react differently. And obviously you put chemicals in your body, it can have an impact on somebody's ability to work. So that's...
Actually, medications are one of the biggest reasons that employers may have an experience of falls, accidents at work, because of the way individuals are responding to their medicines, and they're taking them without knowing that is an outcome or a side effect that may happen or may not happen. Or it may happen as an individual's dose is increased, or as they get older, they can't respond to the medicine as well. The medicines can cause an unsafe environment or a complication of an environment in a workplace, and they should be closely monitored. The employee should understand that they need to monitor that. That's not something an HR can do, but it's something that they need to have charge of as well.
So what would, you know, an employer who wasn't here today, what would be some things they should think about? I know you had a couple of resources you mentioned. What, you know, what would be a direction that as an employer I could take to help my employees understand the importance of medication
Well, one of the biggest things that I would tell you or share with an employee is that everyone should have a relationship with a pharmacist that they can go to and talk to about how the medicine is most appropriately used, their unique group of medicines. Everyone should always make sure they read the label to make sure that it's theirs and that they understand all of the instructions that are on the labels and the little short notes on how to take it more specifically. That's important. But they also should read the medication guide before they take their first dose. And if they have questions, they should go back to that pharmacist and ask the questions. They should ask the physician if there's questions about it. Today's environment, where we're seeing a number of different specialists, each specialist knows their medicines, but they're least likely to know how all of those medicines interact, and that is the source of the problem.
Well,
Can
and
be.
then I was going to say the other thing you shared is that if you have multiple medications, which even if it's not prescribed, it could be over the counter, could be herbal, could be whatever. All those things have an interaction.
Anything that you put in your mouth, including water, has an interaction with everything else that you consume. And we are what's called a chemical experiment, and we just don't know the outcome until we get everything together. And your pharmacist needs to help you with it.
Right. Well, listen, Lynn, thank you for sharing your
Thank you.
expertise with us. We appreciate you being here, and we're here the third Thursday of every month, Baptist East Milestone. We'll see you next time.